I was born on a British military base in Germany, and my dad was working for the British Army at the time. And I've lived in 4 different countries, and I've visited 25 so far to date. And I spent 2 years in boarding school in the UK from age 10 to 12 while my parents were living in Montreal. And I have Bachelor of Commerce from McGill University, and I majored in marketing and management information systems. And then I went on to do a master's, an MBA. But that got cut short because I decided to stay home and raise family. I have 7 children. 6 of them are sons, and I have a daughter right in the middle. And that was raising them and homeschooling them full time became my career. After I was divorced, I went back to school, and I got trained in teaching English as a second language. And I also decided to go back to teaching piano, and I was classically trained. So now I teach piano in both French and English, and I teach English as a second language. I teach French as a second language, and I also tutor in math. I met the Lord in 1991 in October on the anniversary of my oldest son's first birthday. I had some difficulties in understanding who I was and my own value, and just had struggled with that in my early 20s. And that ultimately led me to realizing that the Lord accepted me for who I am. And I had grown up in what you call an Episcopal church, an Anglican church, for years and years. And I had taught Sunday school, and I had sung in choirs, and I understood that Jesus had died for the sins of the whole world, but it was the whole world. It was not a personal thing. And ultimately, my journey through my 20s led me to the Lord, and recognizing that this was a personal thing that he had done for me, and that I didn't have to jump through hoops. I didn't have to do anything to get him to accept me or to love me. He just accepted me as who I was. And that was just a profound revelation. And my life has never been the same since.
So for everybody in Quebec who's wondering, who is this guy here? I was raised in Michigan and went to a Lutheran church. I was taught the Word of God. And I can't say that I was actually born again. I was not walking with the Lord. And I had moved to Southern California, visited Greg Laurie's church, and got born again there, where the Spirit of the Lord came into me in a manner that I couldn't deny his presence. I mean, the Lord made his self known to me. And at that point, it was like, okay, just going to church because you're supposed to, and that's God's way. It was like, no, this is a living, breathing entity, and he's made himself known, and he either is Lord and God and deserves every ounce of my life or nothing at all. And so I had to come to grips with that, and took me 3 years to get grounded. I was not the guy you wanted to hang around with through college and teenage years. And about 1979, 1980, I got grounded in the Lord, and did not turn off that drive ever. Don't ever want to, because the Lord's worth so much once you get to know him. So that's kind of how I got born again, and my childhood a little bit there. I was an athlete, played a lot of sports, did well at it. And I've learned over the years, if you don't speak up, other people will speak up for you and make decisions for you, or a meeting or a little staff meeting, and things go the way you don't want to. And so I started to speak up, even though I didn't like to speak or public speak. And it got me into commission sales, and I couldn't get out of it. The Lord kind of trapped me there, and did well financially. And I just never quit the habit of speaking out, and connecting with people, though it's not my normal nature. And so, like at the healing rooms or at church, I'll teach just because I want to make a difference in the world. So I've been blessed here at New Song Church because your dad, Pastor Dan, gives everybody kind of free rein a little bit, you know. He's kind of like the Lord. Here's all the resources. You can go out and make a mess and it's okay. Try not to hurt somebody, you know. Instead of just sit down, be still, go to school, go to seminary for 12 years, and we'll think about putting you on staff, maybe, kind of a thing, because your dad knows that everybody is a minister of the gospel, no matter where they are. And so I couldn't help who I was, a believer in the business that I had, and everybody knew it. I was married 34 years, 5 children. Some good relationships, some bad, some medium, and some little distance away. And and hopefully the Lord's bringing some healing, restoration there, I hope
Same
soon.
with my family.
And we all have gone through pain. And it's just a matter of what do we do with that pain? Does it stop us in our tracks? Are we crippled for life? Or even in pain, can we move forward, choose joy, celebrate when this life hands us a basket of hell, and that's something I admire in Nikki. She's had a harder life than me, and she was able to choose joy, choose life, choose to risk loving again. And I know what that's like, but she went deeper and came a much longer way than me. So I appreciate that about her. We met online, and when I saw Nikki online, or I think she messaged me first, and I kind of went, Montreal? Right, and well, we serve a big God, and that little comment of we serve a big God, I've learned how to stay in faith. Not that was a whole lot of faith, maybe like Sarah laughing, this is like, oh yeah, I'll have a baby, and she, sure, Lord, it was kind of like that, but it spoke to Nikki. And it's go, oh, he's a man of faith there. Yeah. And God used it. At least I didn't reject it outright. I just, I could have said, that's no, right. Click, blocked, don't want to mess around with it. But so we talked, and, it's just a hand of the Lord on that right there.
I mean, I was really anti going online. It was just, that's not what I'm doing. And then the Lord, over a period of time, made that, opened the door for me to do that. And I felt confident to be able to step out. And then I knew exactly what I was looking for. And so that made it much easier for me than to have to face, so many, possibilities. And I wasn't ready for that. So I was really looking for a compatible partner who was in touch with his purpose and God's calling on his life. Didn't have to be perfect, but they had to have a really good understanding of what that looked like. And somebody who'd done the work to be emotionally ready to take on a new relationship. And those sort of things were very, very important. Someone who was able to articulate his feelings, was sensitive to others. And we realized that we had both come from a similar place, and we both had read the same books, and we both gone deep with the Lord to get healing and recovery. And we were both at a place where we were ready to move into a new relationship, looking for healthy things, healthy habits, healthy traits. So we really grilled each other a lot.
Yeah, we both had very, very long profiles. And then within a couple of days, I said, well, why don't we talk on video call, Facebook Messenger? And so for two months straight, 2 or 3 times a day, we did 45 minutes, an hour call. So like morning, evening, or morning and afternoon and evening. So in a very short time, we had 200 some hours of video calls. We were checking off. We were looking for the red flags and digging. The first week we were checking each other out and answering those questions. And so after that, we just shared and shared and shared. And within about 40 or 50 days, I said, I think I could marry you.
I remember that.
Well, we haven't met yet. We probably should do that.
Yeah. And Tom had invited me out very early on. I thought, it's probably what he says to everybody, but I'd accepted that. And so I booked a ticket to come. And I think that really surprised you.
I was like, that's a gutsy girl. And that's I wrote in my profile,
Yeah, it's true.
looking for a gutsy girl, somebody
Yeah.
who's not afraid to take a risk, but be smart about it.
And I was so keen to find a man who would compliment me, not complete me. That was not what I was looking for. And just everything, it was truly a gift of God. It was truly, truly a God ordained thing. So much so that I had said I was looking for a God ordained connection. And the Lord took me seriously because Tom's ordained. I increased my search to 500 plus miles, and that put the very evident reality that I could possibly meet somebody in the United States. So,
Except Oregon.
except
Where's that?
Except I'd said years ago I will never move to the United States. So the Lord heard. To be honest, I didn't know exactly where it was in the United States. I kind of knew it was west, but I didn't know where, and I didn't realize how far west. Well, I love the ocean and I love mountains. So, but at the time, you're absolutely right. I had prayed, Lord, I just give all of this to you, and if you have a man to bring into my life, I'm open and willing to whatever you have planned. And I had said, what's most important is it's the right man, not the right place. You're absolutely right. But once I got here, very soon afterwards, one of our hiking adventures, you took me to the top of Lower Table Rock, and I felt the Lord meet me there, and I had a bit of a cry because I was looking everywhere. And by then we knew we were absolutely serious about each other. There was no question. But I had the revelation it wasn't just the right man that I had met, but the right place too.
And we were on top of Table Rock, right in the middle. And it's just nothing but mountains all the way around.
Yeah.
It was very clear, and she just stopped. And
it was
just,
absolutely
wow,
stunning.
This place is beautiful. And she realized the Lord gave her a beautiful place to live, in addition to a marriage.
I had a very emotional and spiritual experience there. So it's a memorable thing for both of us whenever we go back. It's like, this is where it happened.
What I like about Nikki is that she knows who she is in Christ. And that's amazing. That's just full of life and power right there. She likes to have fun. Yeah. She likes to take care of things first, but be responsible, and from a place of rest and peace and security, let's go take a few risks. And
Tom is very, very reliable. When he says what he means what he says, and he gets things done, and I'm just amazed by that. I also love his heart because he's always operating out of a place of serving and giving. It's his love language, and I'm pretty overwhelmed by that. So it's just a beautiful season and a place for me to be in my life where I am with a man who truly values me for who I am, and I'm reminded of that every single day. And he's a real gift from the Lord to me. Amazing.
And she is an amazing pianist. Go look for her stuff online. Amazingly good. And I look at her, it's like she's got all this raw talent. It's like, oh my goodness,
So we'll both maybe eventually get to a place where we play together, or we'll see. Another thing I like about Tom is that he encourages me all the time. He's always praising me, encouraging me. He does this with everybody, actually, but I particularly enjoy the fact that he does it with me. And that gives me the permission to be who I am, to make mistakes, not as a habit, but that's okay because there's grace for that. But also to step out of my comfort zone and to try things that I maybe have not been willing to do before because I've always been concerned about one thing or another. So that's just something that Tom gives me the freedom to do. And he's so willing to do that. He just really operates out of a heart of love.
If you don't take any risks, you'll never do anything significant. And so I'm always experimenting and trying different things or saying things a little off the wall. And some of them are funny, some of them are brilliant, some of them are bombs. And it's like, well, those bombs, let's just kind of dismiss those. And she gives me the freedom to be me and to speak up, speak out, take risks, try things. And she's okay with that.
I think we both had a really good idea of what we were looking for. And I think I will say that for me, I never expected, I never expected the Lord to blow me away and give me everything on my list. This year has been a whole year of him showing faithfulness to me in Ephesians 3:20, which I love in the Amplified version, which says that, God works in and through us and meets our needs or wants above and beyond our expectations and dreams and hopes, and it goes on like this, and it literally expresses to me the love and the faithfulness he has to his promises to his children, and how much he has met that in over and over and over again to me. And I think that's just a marvelous, beautiful story. It's a beautiful love story that we have with him, but also how he manifests that in our relationship.
Nikki has dug deep, and she hit bedrock in her life. And from that place of integrity, just cried out to the Lord and sought the Lord. And that this is one stable, mature, rock solid woman here. And so that, I guess that's what I wanted to say to you and Thank you. All of you as well.
So, Nikki, what strikes you as funny about living in Southern Oregon?
Medford's accents. The words. I love teasing people because they come up to me and go, you have this accent. And I'm going, no, I don't. You do. And so, that gets us onto this role of, how, well, it's not just Medford, but it's how Americans say certain words. But some of it is native to this area. And so we love to tease each other about how I speak, and I love
use guys,
and oh my goodness, and because I teach English, right, I'm a bit of a grammar nerd, so sometimes they said what, or things like, well, I take this route to get this place, and everybody, route? Did you say route? No, it's route, and so we have, or what was the one that we brought up at the Thanksgiving meal? Octagonal.
And we're on a mission from God to get people to say "a," not "huh."
There you go.
Because you just sound so more intelligent when you say "a."